Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? It's your girl May Money with We the People. Welcome to episode 3 of the Millennial Gaze. I got some special guests with us today. I got Keisha joining us. We got of course, the wonderful Katie, and we got our special guest Jackson White. So I hope everybody is ready to have a good time, talk a little bit of shit about what's going on in this
I ain't that
beautiful
special.
government.
I ain't shit. I ain't shit just like everybody else. You hear me?
If you're here, I'm special. I'm special. If you're here, you're special.
Okay, you said fuck. You said fuck that. You said fuck. What you talking about? Am I cursing too much? Hold on.
No, please let them fly.
Okay,
cool.
Nope,
let them fly. Yeah, no, we're gonna be in a cursing competition, I think, over here.
Okay, cool.
That would not surprise me.
Really all right, y'all. So just make sure you like it and commenting and sharing and subscribing and all that good stuff before we get started. So let's just jump right in because I know Katie really wanted to talk about just briefly how this motherfucker got booed at the damn soccer game looking stupid as hell. I don't know why he would bubble his ass over there and do that. Like after everything that's just going on, he just seems to just really like to push them buttons, you know what I'm saying? So
that and like to put his face next to a trophy he didn't deserve.
I mean, really?
Yeah, like
I wish I had that picture. I should have pulled that up before the show. Why didn't you tell me, Katie?
I'm so sorry. Like
I'm kidding.
I'm a huge real football fan. Let's be real, because I don't call it soccer, but like the team that won is the team. Their team plays in the league I follow. Like it was a huge deal that they won, and this fat motherfucker just decides to walk in and photobomb their photo, even though the players flat out told him like get off the stage. Like, bro,
no, it's my time. This is about me.
And like, you know, it's bad when like the FIFA president, the one who like made out with a girl without her consent, is trying to push him off. Like he was trying to push him away from the players.
And that is just embarrassing.
The Chelsea Football Club, like their official page, has a Photoshop photo with him out of it because they're like, no. And then a bunch of the players afterwards were just like, I don't know what that was. We don't like him.
Let me see. Let me pull up this video real quick. So one thing
I actually didn't watch this. I read about it, but I didn't watch this. So this gonna be live and new for me.
Yeah. So I just like who let Grandpa out of the damn thing and told him that was a good idea. That's just so embarrassing. Like I don't know. There's some people just need to like let a motherfucker know not to do some stuff. Sometimes you know what I mean.
He doesn't understand social cues.
Not at all.
He's never had to face any consequences either. This motherfucker just got away with 91 felonies.
So this is him getting booed, just obliterated. Can y'all see this, by the way?
Yep.
You can see it. You can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Did you hear that? That was Donald Trump getting mercilessly
I couldn't really hear it that well
at the FIFA Club World Cup Finals that took place at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Donald Trump showed up. He got booed from the outset during the national anthem, and then he got booed during the trophy presentation, which is what you saw right there. This was the headline from Sweden. Trump salutes, the crowd boos. Trump at the FIFA World Cup final in Jersey. Thank you, Jersey. Let's take another look at the boos as Donald Trump took the stage for the Club World Cup trophy presentation. You'll see the booing from this angle as well. Let's play it.
There it
is. Undeniable.
Now, as Matt Visor explains earlier.
So wait, so I'm just like,
it's like that Green Day song.
How did he get onto the stage? Who just let him walk up there like that? Because I saw like a closer.
He threatened to deport motherfuckers. He said, "I'm gonna send all you motherfuckers to Ecuador if you don't let me in here right now."
All these Mexicans are going to Venezuela where they belong.
I do think it's
right, exactly.
If I remember correctly, I think with soccer or football tradition, like the president or something of the country will be there for the big trophy presentations. But then he just took the trophy. They have the replica. Like, he took the real trophy.
Wait, what do you mean he took it?
Yeah.
Like, took it with him?
It's at the
He was
White
just
House.
like, here, he just took it and was just waddled off with it.
Yep.
Oh my
He jacked up for
God.
their trophy too.
Yeah.
But
So,
of
like,
course,
they-
of course he did.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they have the fake, like, the replica.
They got
He
the
was
fake.
the biggest
shit-
baby. Oh my God.
And, like, that shit don't fly in Europe, so I'm sure they're gonna have some words. going
Get your
on.
own
Right,
damn
shit.
trophy.
And that hits, that stuff like that hits to like the people, the everyday people in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because in terms of just like disrespect to culture, like who the hell does this dude think he is coming over here doing some shit like that?
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what one thing that I do think is kind of important about this, though, is we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming up soon out here in LA. And I'm like, I don't know if we might want to reconsider that, because this just does not seem like a place for anybody outside of this country to be coming and visiting and having a good cultural, celebration of like accepting everybody in the world, because we are not there right now. So I think that is kind of a little bit more deeper into this. We might want to reconsider
I'm pretty sure the United States is literally on a watch list. So, like, don't you think the people in charge of like FIFA and the Olympics will be like, oh, well, I see these people are on this, so we're not gonna have that there. Like, there's boycotts and stuff going out about that. You need to keep it in like Canada and Mexico.
I mean,
get out of here.
Go ahead, Keisha.
I was going to say, I have coworkers who live in Canada and don't even want to come to visit the New York office because, one, they're irritated with this country, and two, they're afraid they're going to have issues with immigration.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, with in lieu of everything, I think that it would not be a surprise at all if the attendance was significantly lowered by the time that comes around. So, and
Or
even just like the general, I mean, I've never really had like a sense of like patriotism for America in any like overt sense, but it's just pretty difficult to respect this country as an entity right now. We back out of everything we say we're going to do, and we're ran by an administration of reality TV show hosts, like literally, like it's not like actually and literally.
Yeah.
And these people don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're just causing massive issues for a lot of individuals around the world.
Yeah, they're not experienced, and all they are is a bunch of yes men with a bunch of Cheeto dust around their mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They got that butt juice. That butt juice just dripping all up on the chin.
Okay. The visual. I don't need the visual.
All right.
And I mean, and everybody knows what's up with, this whole Epstein thing too. But the funny thing about that to me is it's like, oh, all of a sudden it's like, oh, Trump lied. Like, oh, you think like fucking lies every time he says anything.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I promise that we will not discuss too much of this Epstein bullshit, because everybody and their mama has discussed it thoroughly. So we don't have to really go there, but there is one thing I will bring up once we go through. So I'm gonna play this first video. This guy is a bit of a goober, but he's talking some real shit. So just excuse that part of it. All right, hold on. I'm slow with this shit right here. One sec.
Hey, if you haven't yet, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, comment below. We love interacting with the comments. We love to know what y'all think.
Thanks, Katie.
I got you, girl. I'm going into my theater mode. Oh, it's at 4:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern.
Some of the people that we used to know are gleefully dancing and throwing gas on the fire. There's no more neutrality. Liberals of America, if you're a bystander, then you're complicit at this point. We're very quickly approaching a point of no return where things in this country will start to devolve and do what I call becoming kinetic. The excrement will strike the overhead cooling apparatus, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Well, don't pick up shit on the floor if you didn't catch what that reference was. So when that happens, you need to be prepared for two things. A, you're not going to become a victim. And two, you're going to have your fellow fam of liberty on which you can fall back, because we are all in this together. And if you're running around saying, I've got your six, or I'm on your left, then you better not be blowing smoke up my arse, all right? And if you can't fortify yourself, then you need to get yourself a battle buddy who can be the rock or something. Yes, that's an MRE heater joke, on which you can lean. Along with learning to fortify yourself, you need to start practicing a daily routine and finding calm in that. Learning to be...
Okay.
What the hell was he talking about?
So my thing is, what I've been kind of, when doing all this research and everything, is we seem to have kind of found ourselves in a very precarious little situation when it comes to, you know, how violent and how potentially bad that this can really get, with all this kidnapping people on side of the road, and, you know, in unmarked vehicles with all these people. And it's going to be a point where people have to fight back. And I've been starting to get really irritated because, first of all, hold on, let me stop sharing because I'm looking at something really funky. Anyway, but so I'm just trying to think about, like, are we really just sleepwalking our way into some like really fucked up shit here? So that guy was pretty much just talking about, like, you know, things will become kinetic at some point, like, because he's like an army veteran. Whoa. But he's right. People can only be pushed so far. People will start to retaliate. People will start using their Second Amendment, you know, rights. People, you know what I mean? Like, if you keep pushing people to a point of, you know, retaliation, or really just self-defense. So that's where I wanted to start with that. What do you guys think?
I think part of the problem too is people think that this MAGA movement has just popped up. This has been brewing for years, if not decades. And it's not just Trump. It's just the hatred and the bigotry and the racism. It's been brewing for a long time. And it's going to take all of us to put this fire out. Even if it's just sending these people back into hiding and shame. But we have to do something. We cannot just sit by.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to add on to that.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Just to say, not only has you know, that racism, misogyny, homophobia, all the isms, you know, been marinating for a while. It's never gone anywhere. It's just an onward continuation of the Civil War and people who were upset that they lost it. And you know, so many of the classic landmarks in social progress that we think about really just happened. So these people who were like vehemently upset and angry that, you know, Ruby Bridges, a little black girl who was the first person to, you know, integrate schools in this country, they're still alive. My father's older than Ruby Bridges. My dad's 74. He could still be around for another 20 years potentially. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people. So this cultural cycle is the bedrock and the foundation of the United States. And you can see it in everything. I mean, in recent years, you know, women have very quickly risen economically and in purchasing power and just general influence in society in general. And you see, you know, the response to that and a lot of online right-wing culture. Yeah, so this is really just an onward continuation. And you know, and I think, just lastly, in regards to like people being in the streets, it's not just going to be about, you know, stuff that's like people being kidnapped, but just the general collapse and dismay of the United States in general as these fools destroy everything.
Yeah, it's really quite simple. We don't need to like do rocket science to figure out the formula of how this type shit goes. And no, you're right. Let me piggyback on that, because I was saying this a while ago, probably on one of our other episodes that we had sometime. We were not ready for the kind of change that having the first Black woman president, you know, would, you know, we weren't ready for that, because we had this just oozing hatred and nasty, disgusting, boiling, just bullshit boiling under the surface that really needed to come to light before we could build any sort of future or move forward in any way. We gotta, till the soil. We gotta put some nutrients in this bitch and get out the toxic stuff before we can start growing, in that direction. Exactly. So
yeah,
right,
absolutely.
Keisha?
100%. 1000%.
Yeah.
And,
all right.
and
so
clearly this country wasn't ready for I mean, for a black woman, they wasn't ready for a white woman. And especially this go round. I mean, let's be serious. Like, I'm a progressive and all that shit, but like this was not a difficult choice. Like it just wasn't. It was like, like I don't know, like who's gonna be better? Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
I
like,
know. Like,
we know
really?
what happened. At the end of the day, we ultimately know what happened. There's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of fingers to be pointed in terms of like systemic issues and what the Democrats do and don't do, all of that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, this shit was just not a difficult decision.
It really wasn't. And you know what? We didn't deserve it. We weren't ready for that. I mean, just look at like what the Latino community, sorry to say, but like y'all lightweight voted for this shit. You know what I mean? So there's also that, the lack of education. There's just so much that needed to be rooted out before we could even start to move forward. And I'm getting frustrated also because people are talking about, oh well, the midterms are going to be so great if we even can fucking get there.
Because you were talking about education, and they just reinstated not reinstated, but they're going back to the dismantling of the whole Department of Ed again. They're trying to do it again.
Sure. I mean,
because who needs it, right?
Just bust a chair upside everybody's head like Linda McMahon likes. Just throw everybody through a fucking table. You know what I mean? From the top.
Tombstone pile driver.
And who spent $20 million to be where she is?
Right.
That's how much money she donated to Trump's campaign. Like.
Damn.
It's I mean, it's just like so blatant. Like, I wonder how she got this job.
Like
that doesn't even sound like a good deal. Like what?
Right. Well, look at what Elon paid. What was it, 270 million or something?
Yeah, something like that. And now
that was a ripoff. That was a ripoff too.
Right. And but he still fucked shit up on his way out. He was only there for a few months and.
Well, now he comes back for a round 2.
Right. Like I want someone to just hack into shit and like release all the fucked up shit all of them did.
Yeah.
Because someone's gonna try to do it, and there's nobody there that knows what they're doing, so it'll be pretty easy to get to.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, continue. Go ahead.
Okay, so I do have another video about like what's going on with ICE agents, and this shit kind of cracks me up, but it's sad. It's a little bit hopeful on like how to like combat this war, quote unquote, that we're kind of experiencing right now. And these ICE motherfuckers is starting to quit because they're getting scared because people starting to follow them around and not letting them sleep at night and all that stuff. So I found this to be pretty interesting. Okay. Can you guys see me?
I see you. I don't see any video. There we go.
Here we go.
I'm Christine Frizzau. Tonight, attacks against Border Patrol
Scroll up a bit.
ICE officers are skyrocketing. The violence playing out across the country.
One second.
While Trump administration officials blame Democrats, polls show the president losing support on an issue he once dominated. Bullet holes at a Border Patrol facility in McAllen, Texas. The suspect killed in the act. A detention center in Prairieland, Texas targeted as well. Vehicles vandalized and 10 people arrested and charged with attempted murder of federal officers.
It was a planned ambush with the intent to kill ICE corrections officers. Make no mistake, this was not a so-called peaceful protest.
The growing list of attacks, both shocking and part of a widening trend of agents tasked with enforcing immigration law targeted, up nearly 700% from this time last year, according to the Department of Homeland Security.
We certainly call on Democrats to.
Oh God, I hate that bitch.
I was gonna say I can't listen.
I can't do it. Pause.
The biggest issue
Get
I
off my
have.
screen.
the biggest issue I have with all this ICE stuff is the thing that freaks me out is we still don't really know if they're actually ICE.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys remember the one, I forget when it was, but it was like a mother and her daughters, and they broke into their house because they thought that somebody there was illegal, even though they're like
their
just
money,
took everything. Yeah. But like they never found out who they were. Like, you can buy fake stuff online. You can buy stuff that might even look like you're official, but you're not. And this stuff is it. That's what scares me the most.
Especially since they wear masks and stuff too, it makes it easier to do that. Yeah,
and like
sure.
people could literally be in like basements and dungeons and attics and being tortured.
I bet you there are actually. I wouldn't say could. There probably are, because I mean there are a few accounts of people straight up disappearing. They don't know where the fuck they are. They ain't in no detention center. They just got disappeared by some old rando. So I just don't understand why they all over here like this. Hold on, let me share this. Let me add this to the stage. I'm slow with this, y'all. Just bear with me. I'm smoking weed while I'm doing this too.
Forget it's all me. Good. I'm over here eating chicken.
French fries. All right.
Now, ICE agents are starting to quit their job. Why? Why are they quitting their job? Well, now they're afraid that people are going to follow them home. They're going to get doxxed. They're afraid that they're going to be injured on the job. All the stuff that they've been doing to these people.
Maybe don't break the law then.
But yeah. And so you got political figures saying, hey, you know, don't communicate like ICE is like the Nazis, or that the detention center is like a concentration camp. They all are starting to say, hey, we're afraid for our safety and things in that magnitude. This is crazy. This is crazy. They got extremely aggressive and have been and probably will still be aggressive for a while. And then if they're quitting, guess what the United States government is going to do? They're going to purchase bounty hunters and mercenaries to do the job. Look, it's not something that's sustainable. Going out and treating people like this is not sustainable. People will rise up, and there's never going to be enough of individuals to treat people this bad in these United States in this current time for people not to step up and say something.
Trump's goal is to get rid.
Okay, so duh. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why everybody's acting all flabbergasted if you treat people like that and somebody want to bust a cap up your ass. I don't know why you would be so surprised at that. There are so many other fucking jobs that you could do on this planet without having all of that, and you're surprised that you're getting followed home and stuff. I just don't understand the thinking behind
the
this.
thing that gets me is he's like, oh, these ICE agents are so concerned for their safety and their family. Bro, how do you think the millions of people who are either undocumented or even US citizens that have melanin in their skin feel? Like, more melanin than others. Like, come on. I don't care. I don't care how these ICE people feel. Y'all are breaking the law.
And what makes you feel safer, first of all, by breaking the law? After all this is said and done, they're going to pull some Nuremberg trial shit on your ass, and you're gonna be held accountable for what you did, even if it was under orders. Secondly, why would you cover your face? That makes people more uncomfortable. If you arrested people and detained them legally with a warrant and stuff, and wasn't being all creepy and weird about shit, then you wouldn't have to wear a mask and feel unsafe. It's ass backwards, honestly.
Well, what was I think it was the comptroller of New York was literally like telling ICE agents, like, you literally can't arrest me, but they still held him anyway. Like,
yeah, that was Brad Lander.
Yeah, they can't just be out there just randomly arresting people, and they're still doing it. Like, I've seen videos of families being like, I don't know why they took my brother. He's a US citizen. He's a veteran. And we don't know where he is. Like, come on, people. This is insane.
So I didn't know that people were terrorizing ICE this way, and honestly, I'm kind of proud. Not that I condone violence, but I do condone people fighting back. And if it makes it uncomfortable for people to be ICE agents, great. Because maybe if you didn't act like the fucking Gestapo, people wouldn't want to harm you.
Yeah, I think you know, in regards to that, I think that we've been seeing a decent amount of really good silver linings and just reason to have hope and optimism for the future in terms of people stepping up, people, you know, like Zoran's win, even if you're not, you know, fully on board with what he plans to do or how he plans to do it. At the end of the day, he was able to really make strong connections with the people by running a grassroots campaign, but also thousands of people came together to get him into that position in the first place. So, you know, any type of reinforcement that we can have for people to kind of lose their sense of apathy, even if it's a little bit, can go a very long way. Because at the end of the day, hope with anything in life is what keeps you going. You know, your belief that things can improve gives you a reason to look forward to tomorrow. It adds to your will to live. But among, you know, other things, including stuff like this. But in terms of ICE, like as y'all were pointing out, these people that, you know, they just got $30 billion in this new bill. They're looking to hire 10,000 new people. That's a pretty difficult process. Like they're gonna have to put a lot of energy into actually doing that. So the thing, you know, with people, you know, going after these ICE agents, that'll kind of make it a little less, you know, likely for people to sign up for these positions. But at the same time, that's going to lower ICE's standards and who they hire.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
already, which, you know, is an issue in and of itself in terms of like their vigor to do this.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
For sure. And that the standards that's a scary fucking low ass standard, you know what I mean? So I agree. Like there's a little fine balance to this. But I mean, we can add on. Let's continue with this because what I've been noticing is that we need to attack this on multiple fronts because we're getting fucked up from multiple fronts. So, you know, starving children and cutting off people's medications and you know, kidnapping people and you know, firing people and just really I mean, we have to, and our media is in a chokehold. Our Congress is in a fucking chokehold. They're pretty much useless. Supreme Court is pretty much bought out for him. You know what I mean? These people are lawless. So we got to start thinking outside the box about how to combat this because all these following the same old rules is not going to fucking work. You know what I mean?
Like, I think something too that like we need to realize is people keep saying like, oh, we're close to this. We're close to this. No, we're here. People are dying. People are getting their lives completely uprooted and fucked up. Like, we need to do something now. Yesterday, if we could. That's the big thing.
Yeah, and it has to be fucking creative. You know, so
I know for me, like my biggest fear, I don't know. I just have such a fear of like guns, like, and I'm just afraid that people are just gonna start shooting in streets all the time, like at protests.
Everybody got guns too. And I'm in Chicago right now, but I'm from Missouri, and like literally anybody can get guns there, and everybody got guns there. I got guns there because everybody got guns there. You feel me? So like it's. I mean, it's just one of those places, but that's the reality of America. Everybody got guns, and it is a massive issue. It is a massive problem. But also I wanted to say that, you know, I think that, you know, creative strategies are important, but also at the same time, one, we're dealing with a bunch of idiots at the end of the day. Like, you know, these people are mean, they have bad intentions, but they're massively ignorant. Because of that, they really don't know what the fuck they're doing. So one thing that I've really been putting a lot of effort into is really honing my focus politically into the city where I'm from, which is St. Louis, Missouri. You know, I have a national brand, but this is a very large place. And no matter how successful, wealthy, whatever I become, there's only so much I can do everywhere all at once. So I think that it really will go a very long way for people to get more familiar with how their city actually really functions. Like, and when I say that, I mean, like who's on city council, who's managing the utility companies, who is, the head of things like the urban league in your city. Like, those are the people who actually run and operate the place. And then, people in the unions. And then, like from that regard, it's a lot easier to address actual issues. Like St. Louis, for instance, is a very fragmented place. There's over 500 municipalities in St. Louis. So the mayor of St. Louis is so you can see how that would cause a lot of issues for all types of things. But, up until relatively recently, because of some projects I'm involved in, I didn't know that. And that's where I was born and raised. So therefore, so many of my plans to do anything in St. Louis just wouldn't have worked because I'm not addressing these realities.
No, 100%.
Yeah. So
I'm in Oakland. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you.
No, I was pretty much done. I was just suggesting that people get active in their communities and get familiar with how it really works, and then we can organize better.
Yeah, at 1,000% there, because and community is even more important now than ever, because once people start losing their SNAP benefits, you got to know who your neighbors are and if they need help, or if you can help somebody out because their car went down and things are crazy for people, or you know what I mean, or if you gotta damn near gotta hide some people or help some people out because there's a huge Latino community out here. I mean, they tried one day to come out here and tried to ICE was here for like 5 minutes, if that, before they came out straight up to the hood and got scared and left.
And the irony that California was Mexico, literally.
Right. Like,
I kept saying that, like, how do you fight people on land that doesn't even really belong to you? Like, it doesn't really belong to any of us, but
these people have the audacity to wear their MAGA hats into Mexican restaurants and go to Mexico with their stupid ass hats on and shit.
Oh my God.
I was in Mexico in December, and there was a loud ass American who was so embarrassing. He was berating the employees at this place where I was, and he said, Trump is going to take care of y'all when he's in office. I was so disgusted. My sister had to keep me from sounding off because I'm not trying to get arrested in a foreign country. But
yeah, well, and just the ignorance. But go ahead.
I was just having
ass whooping waiting to happen.
We were just having a conversation today, like in the my local 50-51 group I'm a part of. And I guess that they're looking at, so I'm from Pennsylvania, and I guess they're trying to look at primarying one of the reps, Scott Perry. He's useless. And by useless, I mean utterly useless. And like they were starting up conversations like, who should we nominate? Who should we throw in or whatever? And then people started bringing up about like the local level politicians, like mayor, county commissioner, judges, like all the smaller stuff at the local level, to just get experience and see what they do, because that's just as important as these national things.
Yeah, and another thing, Katie, since we are on the millennial gaze, we got to discuss how we need to get more people our age, involved into this shit. And actually not involved as much as I want to say the older people need to move the fuck out the way. They didn't do any goddamn training or mentoring. They don't let nobody have an opportunity. They're walking in with respirators and damn near 2 feet in the grave.
Dianne Feinstein was getting wheeled in. Right.
and then we're shit out of luck. And we have to take over and live this life, and they're not even giving us any autonomy over leading our own lives. Really, it's really fucking annoying. And
sorry.
I will say that there have been a couple protests I've been at where there have been 80, 90-year-old women who have been out, and they've come up to me and they've been like, it's so nice to see the young people out there doing the work that I tried to start to keep it going, because it's rare that you see it, but seeing stuff like that does give me at least a little bit of hope. I don't care if I'm the only millennial there. I'm still gonna be there, and I'm still gonna use my voice.
Yeah, and shit like this. I mean, this is why, because I'm not taking my black ass out to a protest. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. But unless I feel like it's cool. But
There's a
this is my way of giving back to the community. This is my way of protesting. This is my way of educating the people that I know. This is my way of
There's a protest on Thursday. 17th.
Yeah, and I think we need to strengthen all avenues. So that's why I'm so glad Jackson's here, because this fool's been doing this for a while, and I think it's important, especially for this age group, because we don't have to live through this shit. And honestly, quite frankly, I'm not trying to play none of these stupid ass games with these idiots. Okay, I would rather be doing anything else.
There's a few things. I mean, there's definitely more than this, but a couple things are really coming to mind strongly for me that I feel and experience. On the one hand, we have to take advantage of how bad things are going to get over the next several years. There was a tornado that came through St. Louis May 16th and Kentucky, and it caused a lot of damage. And not to get all off into that, but just seeing how communities come together during times like that. And unfortunately, we can lose that and get all caught up in our own lives and what have you. But as the economy continues to worsen, as more and more people are kicked out of the country, as more and more people lose a variety of access to rights, and just lose basic things like access to healthcare, benefits that keep them above water. And as the dollar continues to fall, our foreign relations continue to go to shit, and this country literally continues to downgrade in important ways. That's gonna wake up a lot of fear, but it's gonna inspire a lot of people to care more for their neighbors than they otherwise would have. And that's where leaders are born, but that's where leaders really need to step up in those times to connect with people and empathize with them. So in that regard, these coming troubled times is nothing but opportunity for people like ourselves who have an opportunity to make a difference. And everybody can make a much bigger difference than they may believe. I mean, just giving somebody some kindness on a random Thursday could keep them from from taking their life. Like, you never know like how big of an impact anything that you do is going to have on somebody, especially if you put some intentionality behind that. Be a better friend, go to community events, what I'm saying, call somebody up and make amends with them. Shit like that is important. It opens your spirit up. It cools your heart. It warms your heart a little bit. But also,
that warmed my heart.
But it's real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real things.
Yes,
it really is. It allows you. I mean, like, because where I'm at in my life, I'm 33 years old. I've been involved in all types of things. And as community service and just real empathy for the people I have the opportunity to serve takes center stage in my heart and my spirit. It's just transforming me in ways that I otherwise could not take part in. So I think that it's very important for us to be aware of what's coming, but also we live in a very superficial society. I mean, human beings are, there's a lot of superficiality to all of us, and it's not all a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with liking nice things and shit like that. But one thing that I've noticed is, and it doesn't need to be inauthentic, but one thing our generation is doing is making stuff like this more like widely cool and acceptable. Like, think about how anime, if you like anime 20 years ago, you get stuffed in a locker or some shit.
Yeah.
And now everybody loves anime. Those types of cultural shifts make a difference. I mean, like, I do what I do. I've worked in politics, but on some real shit, a lot of why I'm, successful is because people like looking at me. And I'm just wait. So I'm saying all that to say, like, the things that comes with makes people interested in me, which gives me an opportunity to make them interested in politics or their community. I mean, like, I've been around kids who are like, when you're 19, 20 years old and you may not be steeped in any of this shit, you're thinking, you're developing your identity, and you're thinking about girls and parties and whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of the time these young people connect with you because they see you doing things that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the girls like this dude. Like, I like him now. I want to talk to him. Like, and it doesn't have to just be like girls or money or cars or anything.
Yeah.
But like, share your authenticity with people. That's what
For
makes
real.
you interesting.
I was just
That's what makes you
watching Rocket Power yesterday, having a great time watching Rocket Power. Like, I love how we just still.
That was my favorite show as a kid.
Yeah,
I loved Rocket Power.
And I'm the biggest nerd in the world. So stuff like that makes me connect with other people. So all I'm really saying is share your authenticity with people. That makes you attractive.
And it invites people in. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
And one person at a time. Like, don't underestimate that.
That's how me and May connected. I like reached out to her and I was like, you realize everything you're saying is like everything I'm thinking inside my head. And
one person at a time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what I do for work too is like somewhat kind of being a socialite, but that really just means I'm constantly meeting people. You know what I'm saying? And like, I never know who that person's going to be, but I've lived in Chicago for a month now. I've connected with some outstanding people, many of who are very community service oriented, because I'm out and about shaking one hand at a time. I think that we all underestimate ourselves and how much power we actually have by the old classic ways. You feel me? You don't got to have 1 million followers. I ain't got 1 million followers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but one hand at a time.
No, and I understand what Jackson's saying too. And it's important to like try to take advantage of, your circles. Like, I'm a musician, so I'm around a lot of people with very similar types of like artist-based liberal progressive views. So it's important to use that, but then it's also important too to educate some people if like they say something that's not correct or factual, but still try to do it, in like a respective way, because especially if like those people have never been rude to you and they just accidentally say something that isn't correct. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely, because you can't reach people aren't necessarily looking for the information that you have to give. I mean, maybe they are, but not necessarily that day that you met them or that you were around them. So I think that part of being in the digital age, I think that's given us a lot of pluses, but it's also caused us to be like, oh, if I'm not some massive celebrity, then what can I really do? But man, these people with all these followers, that shit ain't about nothing, man. Like, who cares? Like, I mean, and the truth is too, like, if you were to go to my Instagram, I got like a little over 3,000 followers. But if you pay attention to American politics, you've probably seen me at least a couple times. So like, fuck all that shit, man. Like, get out here one person at a time. You a much bigger deal than you think you are.
So we could just say, all right, so we got community, not being a bitch, and if somebody pull up on you, you might need to slap a hoe. All right. We got I think the proverbial line of like whatever. So I wanted to kind of go into something that's kind of but I'm just going over what we got as like ways to fight back. Don't be a bitch, community, authenticity, and connection, and just really giving your authentic self is the way to, really high vibe, be on them high vibrational kind of manifestation energies. Don't be ancient and not trying to teach nobody. If you're gonna be old, then you're gonna have to be able to, still contribute some way. Don't just be standing in the way. Fuck Nazis. And and then this is the last one I wanted to get into. And it is this was kind of a funny ass video. unfortunately, can you vamp for me, Katie, real quick while I pull this up?
If you haven't yet, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. We're on every Monday, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. We love reading your comments and taking your questions. We like to check in and see what y'all think because it's just as important. Sorry, my niece chimed in for a sec.
Oh, that's cool. The vamping is great. That was actually very high quality. Thank you. All right.
This is what he looks like now. He's rotting on the inside. He's rotting on the outside. It is rotten at the White House with the biggest cover up yet. You all saw Donald Trump's deranged post yesterday regarding the Epstein list, which he says didn't exist. But then he said, actually, Obama, Clinton, James Comey, and Democrats created the Epstein list and created the files. And it's a hoax and it's fake. So therefore, he's not releasing it. Move on. There's nothing to see. And he's very happy with the way Attorney General Pam Bondi and his FBI director, Kash Patel, have completely covered up the Epstein list and the Epstein files. Oh, his people are pissed. By the way, Epstein files, Epstein list are the most searched item on Google right now. You have the Trump supporters, his most loyal supporters. They're all burning their MAGA hats. Some are torching their MAGA hats. Some are burning their MAGA hats and giving the burnt MAGA hats the middle finger. This is happening en masse right now. Rasmussen, one of Donald Trump's top pollsters, have said,
Rasmussen.
He said gave the bird MAGA hat the middle finger. Said I burned the hat first and then I gave it the middle finger. It needed the recipe. So, but that was my last kind of part. We need to, whatever it takes to push these people over their line that can't be crossed. Apparently, a lot of them, this whole Epstein shit was it. Not all the other craziness that's happened, but this, which we already knew like 4 years ago when the motherfucker died. But I guess this is like another little silver lining. Okay, some of them are waking up because this was their just the line too far. So I guess that, burn them hats. I hope you try your kitchen too,
Take the W, right? We got
one of my favorite things about the Epstein stuff is like, well, what if you find out there's Democrats on that list? Cool. Show that too.
They can go too.
Get them all out. Get them all out. I don't care what your party.
I don't give a fuck about them either. Shit.
If you mess with kids, that's a hard pass. That's nope.
And that's like liberals and leftists, like everyone's pretty much universally like that. Like it's like,
right?
Yeah, sure. Get them the fuck up out of here. But that the ultimate, and that goes to show too how so much of this really is just about owning the libs, because like it's Clint was in there too, like, and fuck him. Like what does that have anything to do with what we're discussing about this dude being all up in there? But
right.
I guess we got to take the W for as many people that will go off. But see, like the thing about Trump is, at the end of the day, the biggest mistake this man ever made in his life was not dropping out of the 2015 election cycle. That is the biggest mistake he's ever made, because his legacy is everything that's coming from his legacy is because he became president. His name ain't shit. Yeah, he may have gotten away with 34 felonies so far, but what has he really gotten away with as he completely destroys the country? Donald Trump is going to be one of the biggest scapegoats we have ever seen. Everything bad that happens and that has happened is going to be blamed on him, whether or not it's his fault, because he's such an asshole. Like, how many people has he thrown under the bus? How many people has he shit on? As less and less people have anything real to gain from him, they're not going to stand up for him. So this Epstein shit, there's so many other things that people have overlooked. The fact that he's always been a con artist, that everything he says is a lie. He's a convicted rapist. He motherfucker committed treason. All of that aside, but if this is some type of a crack in the veil, some type of crack in the facade, well, then they'll notice more that like, oh, I'm still broke. Oh, I'm losing shit. Oh, my mom just lost Medicaid. They're going to notice that more. That doesn't mean there's going to be like he's going to lose all of his base, but he's just, I mean, what you think, what is this fool going to do going forward? What is this fool going to do to fix any of this shit? He's incapable of it. So,
well, yeah. I mean, you know, what about his little minions too? They all need to go too. Like,
I think that once the leader goes,
yeah,
then
they'll crumble pretty hard.
Yeah, the minions won't have somebody to like stand on to follow.
I mean, Pam's next. Exactly. Pam is next. I don't think anybody's happy with old Pam right now. So,
and the Republican Party has no identity outside of Donald Trump.
Yeah,
it's a massive problem for them, and ultimately a big plus for anybody to the left of that, really, in the long run, if we capitalize. But you know, I just, unfortunately, a national cult took over the country for a man who was just a goofball. You know, all that on The Apprentice, all that, him being a serious businessman, that was all a bunch of bullshit. That shit was fiction.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy's he's just a blithering idiot, and you know, but hey, we put him back in office, so.
Yep, and we did a damn good job at it. You know,
but like you said, lastly, like you said, May, this is what we had to do first before we could get better. It just is.
I mean, yeah, really, you can't build the, you know, worry about the structural problems of the building while it's on fire. You know, you gotta put it out first. And then, okay, be like, oh, what did I do wrong? Oh, what
Trump is Darth
do I need
Vader.
to change? Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker. He was the chosen one. You know what I'm saying? He started off good, and he somehow inadvertently ended up fixing it because he ended up fulfilling the prophecy. But yeah,
oops, my evil accidentally saved the world.
Yeah, he definitely not Palpatine because he's too stupid to be Palpatine.
No way.
But yeah, so that's all really the clips. I ain't going down y'all with the last one, but I just really think, like, final thoughts before we get up on out of here. Keisha, you wanna chime in on your final thoughts of the episode? What's going on with you?
Yeah, in terms of how people can participate, I like seeing that there are more and more millennials and Gen Z running for office, to Jackson's point and Andrea's point, on all levels, including local level, trying to reinvigorate the Democratic Party and change direction and get people excited to participate. That's important. Obviously, not everyone is cut out to be in politics, but if it's something that you think that you might be interested in, you should give it a shot. Even I saw a really interesting idea about trying to participate in your local school board, even if you don't have children, which is not something I ever considered because I don't have kids, but it's something I've been giving a lot of thought to. So I just want to put that out there.
Because it's still your town.
Exactly.
Even though you don't have kids there, it's still your area.
Yeah, no, see, I work at an elementary school. Unfortunately, I've been unemployed for 2 months because summer, but neither here nor there. I really do enjoy this job. It's my first time kind of really feel like I'm working and really giving back to something. Like, my work feels important. Yes, I do get paid like a peasant, but I still do feel like it's valuable to just be there with the kids and everything. And I really like it, you know?
Yeah, I think that... I'm sorry, Jackson, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna, you know, really, I think a lot of what we're saying is aligned ultimately with these last messages. But, you know, oftentimes a lot of the policies that we like to see, you know, or that we're interested in, like universal health care, ranked choice voting, universal basic income, expansions of Medicaid here and there, that type of stuff does in fact happen around the country, but it happens locally, and it happens because people come together and they make it happen. And you know, we live in an empire at the end of the day, and there's just a lot of land and a lot of people here. And if you really want to make a difference, again, as my national brand grows, my focus gets, in a lot of ways, my focus gets smaller onto one place, St. Louis, because ultimately that's where I can have the most impact because I'm not trying to do everything at once. You can't do everything. We can't change everything, not all at one time. So do your best to become more of a part of your own community. And I think that if we do that collectively, I think we'll all be very pleasantly surprised at what we can accomplish together.
Yeah, I think actually it'll spread quicker. It'll solve a lot, things a lot faster. Even you know those things will affect people that you don't even know are affecting in a positive way. Like if you just focus more on what you can actually touch, you know what I mean, what you can actually impact, because that real, genuine impact will, you know, kind of reverberate off of that, and you don't even really know who you may have touched through that. You know what I mean? So
I think I've said this probably on both shows and maybe some other ones. Even if, you know, you're scared and nervous right now, you know, there are ways to raise your voice. You know, a lot of these like trolls that love to hide behind a keyboard, you can hide behind a keyboard too, but spread facts and spread positivity. And you can still find a group of people, even if it's just like a group chat or posting some things on Facebook going on, even if it's just stuff that says like call your rep, call your senators, follow independent media and create a community through that, because that gives people hope too. And like that's how I found these lovely people, was just through independent media and getting to know people through that. And uh, an important thing to just realize too is you are not alone right now. There are people out there and we see you. And you might not think it, but we do.
you know what? And thank God for the internet, because I really feel like a lot of my friends I've met that I have the most in common with, I've never met in real life. You know, it's a lot of people like that. And so don't block yourself in and block that access of meeting new people. I think meeting new people is really important. I bartended for 12 years, so I'm really good at just, you know, that social interaction. And I think just meeting new people is just feeds my soul and my energy. I love getting to know, you know, the different ins and outs of like what is available as human beings. You know what I mean? You just learn so much from meeting people. So,
And don't
of
be
all
afraid to be
ages and stuff.
don't be
Yeah.
afraid to be yourself, because who you are is exactly who you should be.
And you're a lot cooler than you think you are, man.
Yeah.
A whole lot, trust me.
Yeah, don't let other people try to tell you who you're supposed to be.
And the all ages thing is really important. I know that we talk about people staying in office too long and being old, but I hate for the message to get lost that it's not about age as much as it is about holding on to power when you are no longer serving the people who voted you in office. I think it takes people of all ages, because we need to learn from people who've been doing it and learn from their wisdom. But we also need younger people and people with new ideas to shake things up and keep us progressing. So there's
and
room for
actually be
everyone.
able to physically do the job.
Right. You can't be right, exactly.
Just
yeah,
saying.
no,
I don't
agree.
know. Might want to try that from time to time. No, okay. So we gonna end all that. We don't have to shut down now. I just want to plug one thing. So first of all, thank you, Jackson, for being here. It's amazing that I was able to get
I had a good time.
This is hella fun. If y'all don't know, do you want to plug all your stuff first?
Oh yeah, well, in general, y'all can catch me on TYT. I'm hosting shows throughout the network most weeks, and also there's a new network called This Space that has a bunch of left wing commentators on it. Check that out. And other than that, y'all can catch me on YouTube at Politics and Paper. And I've got a variety of new film projects coming out. One of them that I'm working on now is highlights a tornado that came through St. Louis, but it's more of a broader discussion on America's infrastructure system and our lack of preparedness for natural disaster. So just looking at like how much these things really cost on a nationwide scale, the human impact that it has, what could have been done that wasn't done, all really taking a dive into that. And I'm making a variety of other film projects similar to that. So keep an eye out.
Definitely keep us posted on that because I didn't even know that. That's what's up. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I'll keep you posted, and it's getting support from people all over the country, and it's gonna do well. And just in general, I had a good time tonight. I'd love to do this more often.
Keisha, do you want to plug?
I don't have anything to plug. Just watch We the People live on Wednesdays and Friday evenings.
Thank you. That's what I 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, we be chilling. All right. So that's the end of the show part. But I wanted to ask y'all, and if anybody got to hop off, that's fine. But I'm gonna keep it live a little bit.
I got to head out.
You gotta go.
No, I'm gonna be popping up with y'all pretty regularly.
You should. You're welcome anytime. I just wanted to before we go, what is something good that you're doing this weekend for yourself, or like anything fun before we all hop off?
Oh, well, when it comes to fun, I am, I'm a little bit too much of that. You feel me? So I ain't gonna lie to you, but I have a really good time. But more importantly, I'm really doing my best this week in particular, and just going forward to practice more gratitude for what I already have, and to just triple and quadruple down on everything that I already do. I think we all can get ahead of ourselves or lose track of the wonderful things that we have currently. And I'm very guilty of that. And so I'd like to do a better job at just, being grateful for exactly where I'm at. And in doing so, I will be able to better serve others, which is how I'm trying to live my life the best I can going forward.
I'm gonna take care of my weed plants. I got some new little babies that I'm really excited to nurse into full health. I love to do this. My 7th season. I'm gonna watch some of my old school cartoons that I like. I've been doing that. I'm watching Star Trek Voyager 2, which is really fun.
Nice.
And making earrings and jewelry, going to my craft markets, and trying to get some money while I've been unemployed, in my other avenues, and read some tarot and all the other things that I do. Sell some art, make some art, and just kick it with fam and do the damn thing and look good while I do it.
Speaking of tarot, I got 3 tarot card decks for my birthday, and I am finally cracking them open and trying to learn how to read them. So I've been watching YouTube tutorials, and it's really interesting. So
oh my gosh, all you got to do is watch your zodiac sign, like look up like January, or what is it
March.
July.
I gotta pop off.
Bye Jackson.
I'm gonna get at you, man. All right,
Bye,
pleasure
Jackson.
being here. All right, have a good night.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or you being here. You know what I mean. Anyway. No, but hit me up about that, because I have a lot of advice for you with the tarot. Katie?
So for me, tomorrow my daughter turns 3. She is the light of my life, and she is our miracle girl. She was in the NICU for 46 days. She had to get hooked up to what is called an ECMO machine, which became popular during COVID. What it does is it takes your blood out of your body and puts it back in with oxygen. She had a 1 in 5 chance, and tomorrow she turns 3.
Wow.
Yay. Happy birthday, little Cancer.
And yeah, she's just, I love her so much. And then this week I've got 3 concerts I'm playing in, so hanging with my music friends and just enjoying life.
Yeah, the music fans are the best. Oh, I'll send you my little crab video that I saw when I was at the beach the other day.
Oh,
anyway,
nice.
Thanks so much for being here, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. We happy birthday. I got some stuff right here. Let me look at some comments before we head up on out of here. There's a lot of thanks for Jackson being here.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, totally. So be sure to catch us Wednesday. That's our next show with the not the Millennial gays.
We the people.
The We the People with the the full panel. 4:30 Pacific time. And yes, anything else? I think that's it. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Mondays every day, every week 4:30 you'll be over here.
And we might have some guests on, so who knows?
We might have some cool guests. So I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Thank you for being here. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for having me. Bye everybody. Take good care.
Guys. Bye.
Bye.